Welcome back, everybody. This is Glockman4519. I am back with another ROM overview. This one here is Dirty Unicorn, and it is for the Nexus 9. I'm not going to take a lot of time with this. I think we can go through this really quickly. I think everybody here is pretty much familiar with Dirty Unicorn, so like I said, it shouldn't take that much time. Again, this is Dirty Unicorn. I am running it on the Nexus 9. Let's see here. It is for the Nexus 9, Android 6.01, April 2nd security patch. And this is version 10.1. I am running the stock kernel with this. As you can see, Unicorn Blood kernel for Flounder. And the build date is April 23rd. This is a weekly. It is not one of their, I don't know if they call them stable or what, but this is a weekly build. And since, even though I did, that SE Linux should be saying permissive right now because I did tick permissive in the settings, which we'll get to. Just to get it out there real quick for you guys that are wondering, the Dirty Unicorn's kernel does not force encrypt. Now, if you are already encrypted and you flash it, it is going to just stay encrypted. But if you are not encrypted and you flash it, you don't have to flash anything else. You will stay unencrypted. We'll go down through developer options, but there's not a whole lot in developer options, at least that I use. You do have USB debugging. You want to make sure that you do turn that on. I think that's about all that I mess with in here. Under your drawing, they don't have multi-window. That is in the Unicorn special settings section. And same way with the last app kill button. It is not located here. We will hit security quickly. You can encrypt your tablet if you like. As you can see where it says encryption, it says encrypt tablet. If you see encrypt tablet as opposed to encrypted, that means you are still unencrypted. But if you look under encryption and it says encrypted, that means you're encrypted. Which I found out the hard way when I flashed CM13. Apparently it overrode everything. It just encrypted my tablet, and I should have used that non-encryption flash that you can download from XDA on the Nexus 9 forum, and it would have got rid of that for me. But I wasn't thinking about it. I thought the kernel would just take care of it, and it didn't. Anyways, under security, you guys can see unknown sources. Make sure you have that ticked on. If you are, you should tick that on because if you guys are running a custom ROM, 9 times out of 10, you are going to be sideloading an app from somewhere at some point in time. And of course, all the way at the bottom, you do have your screen pinning. We'll hit sound and notification, but it's going to be very quick. There's nothing really any different in there. Now, you can set up your notification lights. Even though I have green set up as my color, it's only going to come on as white. I think it's just inherent with the Nexus 9 that it does not have a colored LED light. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm pretty positive. Of course, your headset plugged in notification is here. You can turn that off. Prevent audio ducting, which I highly recommend when you're watching a video and you get a message. What it does is it turns the volume way down for a second or a second and a half. I don't like that. I don't need to know when I have a message. But that's just me. You guys can set it up however you like. Next up would be display. We will hit that. You have your brightness level, adaptive brightness, wallpaper settings, your sleep settings, daydream, ambient display, your tablet rotation settings. I usually like to set that up. I like to have them all set. I do use the 180, especially when I'm charging sometimes. The way they have the cord on this, at the bottom kind of really screws with things. Um, One thing I did want to do is make sure that my brightness level is all the way up. Sorry about that, guys. That should have been done a while ago. And that's pretty much it. You do have your dashboard settings down there. I've been using them lately. I just kind of like the way they are. Now, you're not going to notice them much now because I am running a theme. But if I wasn't running a theme, you wouldn't. No, you would really notice the differences with the outlines and that. As a matter of fact, we will go into themes and we will go to system, and we will throw the system theme on real quick. Although I like running a dark theme when I'm doing a video, it just shows off the lettering a little better. Status bar. Alright, we're good to go. See? Alright, now we're going to go ahead and go into the dirty tweaks. This is going to be where all your customization is going to be at. You have your miscellaneous tweaks. First off, brightness control, task manager, all of that is in there. Disable force close notifications. I definitely use that. And then, of course, all the way at the bottom, you have your SE Linux. And I have that, or did have that set permissive. I don't know why it switched back. This is the way I like to keep it. And I do know that Super Sue already came up and asked for permissions for my settings, so it should have stuck. So let's go back into kernel. I just want to make sure, or into about tablet, and make sure that it says, see, it says enforcing. I don't know, maybe it only works with a custom kernel. And there it's back at enforcing. Let me go into Super Sue real quick. I want to see if settings has been added to the list. It's there. I don't know what to tell you guys. I know if I'd be running a custom kernel right now, I'd be able to switch that right over. Okay, we're going to move on. You do have your LCD density. You guys can change that if you like. I actually think it's perfect the way it's set for me. Under lock screen, you have your mid screen shortcuts if you guys want to use that. You can set up, all you do is click to add a shortcut. You click the add button up here. Whoops. And you can either pick a predetermined shortcut or you can go right into applications. It takes a while for it to load, and say I want to throw a browser. I can throw that there. We'll add another application. I will throw, let's just throw alarm clock there. We will throw another one out. Application. And I'm going to have my, let's just have the calculator there. And that's good for me. All you do is just go back now. And if I was to go into lock screen, now you notice I have mid-screen shortcuts there, along with my mic and my camera on the bottom. Speaking of bottom shortcuts, you can change these around too if you like. This is where you would do that at. And you have your lock screen wallpaper. You can configure your wallpaper however you like that. Notifications. Weather widget. I like the fact that we can color that. I really wish Dirty Unicorn would allow us more control over coloring in the status bar, but they don't. That's one downfall of this ROM, in my opinion, and it's my humble opinion. I would like to see them add color to the status bar. I just think that is the only thing lacking in this ROM right now. We are going to go ahead and swipe to the right, go to status bar, battery settings. Right now I have mine. I want to go with hidden because I'm running the 3-minute mod. It is semi-baked in. It's baked in, but it doesn't work with the online icons. You can only use offline, and in order for that to even work, you have to download the resources APK and install that as well. You can get that right from the 3-minute battery settings thread on the XDA, the best way to do that is to actually go to Google and do a search for 3-minute battery settings, and it will bring you to that developer's page. And you just scroll down till you find Resources APK, download it, install it, reboot your tablet, and you're good to go. You will still need the 3-minute settings application to be able to switch between what battery icon you want, but you're not going to get any online. It's only offline icons. I think there's about 10 of them. Anyways, I think I spent enough time on here. You do have the battery bar. You can configure that if you want, or you can turn it off if you want. At least they let us color that. Carrier label, you guys can throw a carrier label on there if you want to do that. Time contextual header. I love this feature. I wish they'd give us a little bit more options on that, but I'm just happy that they at least give us what they give us with it. You do have the Dirty Unicorns logo, and you guys know me. If they have a logo, I am going to run it. Clock and date. You can move the clock to the center if you like, which I do. You can show your AM, PM, or your date, or show none of it. That's entirely up to you how you want to do that. Again, like I said, the only thing missing here is the capability of me coloring that. I really wish I could throw a color on that as opposed to that awful white. Quick settings. This is going to be where you're going to manage your drop down or your quick settings, your tiles. You have your quick pull down. You can go right, left, or none at all. Your smart pull down. Of course, now these are going to be your tiles. It's very simple. You basically, to add a tile, you just hit the add button. These are the tiles that I did not add, and as you can see, these are the tiles that I did add. I can actually pretty much fit them all on the page there. Let's see, you can set up number of tiles per row. It's got all kinds of settings there for how you want it to look and function. Status bar items. This is where you can pick and choose what you even want to show as far as icons go in your status bar. Then you have notifications. Force expanded notification, disable immersive, which I do, just my preference. Then you have your show notification count. I usually like to have that on. And your traffic indicators. I have mine set outgoing and incoming. Another area where I would love to see them let us color this. Swipe to the right, we have our navigation settings. You have your nav bar. You can disable it if you want by just ticking this right here. It turns off the nav bar. You can turn it back on. You can set up your nav bar mode, whether you want to run with the fling or just use the smart bar. Here's your smart bar settings. And of course you have pulse. If you guys want to use that, it is there. They do allow you to color that. And of course your bar size. Buttons, this is going to allow you to reorient the buttons. You can control your volume, rocker, wake, your playback control with using the volume keys. Next up is multitasking. You have your app circle bar. This is a mod I think is really cool. I like to use it. You basically you just click on included apps, add some apps just by touching them, and I'm just going to add just some various ones here to show you how it works. Click OK. That will save that. Then what you want to do is set your trigger width. I like mine pretty wide, and then you want to set it at your position. Where do you want that trigger to be at? Normally I like it right about where my power button is. Now you're ready to go. When you touch it, you're going to get this little circle, and the only apps that are going to be on here are the apps that you picked to be on here. So it's a little quick way to get to your favorite apps. Then you have Gesture Anywhere. If you guys use it, it is there. It's a bar on the left hand side where you can set it up to configure your gestures how you like it. multi-window. Multi-window is when you use your recents, and I'm only explaining this for people that don't know. You can actually click this little square box here. Instead of just clicking on the panel, you can click on this little box, and it's going to ask you which mode you want to use. You want to use it right, left, top, bottom, small, window, whatever. You pick like on the right hand side, and it would be set up there. And we will pick, I'll show you, we'll go with another one. And we'll go left hand side. I should now have two windows open. Alright, well anyways, we're going to go home. I'm going to close that out. Why is it doing this? But anyways, that's how it works. If you guys want to use it, use it. I don't use it much. I just like it all on one page. And to be honest with you guys, that was not a really good representation of how it actually works. I don't use it, so I'm not really familiar with how to use it. It's play with it, you know. You can't hurt your tablet. Play around with it, see if it's something that you like. Oops, I forgot. You guys can set up the Omni switch if you like. For those of you that like to use that for your recents as opposed to just using the Rolodex like I like. I used to love Omni switch, especially in the KitKat days. But once it hit Marshmallow, I really liked the Marshmallow Rolodex feel, so I use it as opposed to Omni. But Omni is still a very viable option, and it works great. I've had no issues with it. I have played with it, and it does work great. Next up will be your recents. You can show only running apps if you want. You can set up your immersive mode. I have mine set up at full screen right now. You have your search bar, clear all button. You can pick to choose where you want your clear all button at. And then of course you can enable your Omni recents or your Slim recents all the way at the bottom. Of course, for those of you that don't know, your Slim recents are more KitKatish. They are all going to be in squares located on your left or right side of your screen, depending on how you set it up. Basically just like KitKat. Next up is going to be our system settings. You have your animations. You can go through your power menu animation. You can set that up if you like, however you like. These are the settings for that. Your toast animations. These are the what you have for that. One thing I don't screw with is the animations. Again, if you guys have watched any of my videos, the only animation that I like is what's called scrolling modifier. That is the only one that I use. It is basically an XDA, or not an XDA. It is an exposed mod that gets baked into the ROM, and that's the way it is. I like that, but you do have your animation default. You guys, this is your scrolling for your list. Let's see, and then your system-wide animations, and these are your system-wide animations right here. Next up, expanded desktop. You can pick and choose what you want. Right now, Chromium, Una, Icon Pack, and YouTube are the only thing that are set up for the expanded desktop. Next up would be the power menu. They give you a pretty good set of choices here. Right down here where it says Advanced Reboot, it is disabled right now. I want to click on Show Always. So when I hit my power menu, you're going to see all of these settings in there. System App Remover, you can pick and choose if you want to remove your apps. I highly recommend that you do not do it. At least make a backup. Do an Android backup before you remove any system apps. You have your wake lock blocker after that, which I actually use apps to control mine, so I don't use the built-in one. And then you do have ad blocker. This should disable your ads. It actually is this app right here. I will show you. It is AdAway is what they use. That was pretty much it for that. Then under miscellaneous is just going to be your download center. There's not going to be much you can download, at least for the Nexus 9. You can get the Tomahawk music player. I haven't tried it, but it is there if you guys do want to give it a shot. It's there. Okay, we're going to go back into themes. I like to set up a theme before we go. I think I showed you guys Nova last time. I'm actually running Nova icons right now. Let me go back into themes. I want to hit the home. These icons are Nova. I kind of like them. So I wanted you guys to see that. That's included in that theme if you want to use them. We're going to go back into themes. I think this time we were running when I first started the video with blue tint. I think what I'm going to do is go with a... Let's go with the Sense Purple. Actually, let's just go with Vibrance. This is a pretty cool theme. We're going to go Style, Status Bar, hit Update. That's the nav bar that I'm running right now. That is Vibrance. So I'm going to hit Home. I'm going to go ahead and pull my drop screen down. That's what the your quick settings panel looks like. Go into Settings. This is what your settings is going to look like. And those tile features under Display, your dashboard settings, they're going to show up under this theme. As you can see how it's all broken up here. That's your, but this would be your system settings. Play Store would look like this. Pretty nice. Settings, just so you guys can see that you can actually read it. This is one of those themes that it actually, pretty much all of it works great right out of the box. I think that's about it. I'm not going to get that much deeper into this. There you have it, guys. This is Dirty Unicorn. This is the latest update, April